Rose Terrace Nursing Home. Evelyn Koch had come to Rose Terrace with her husband Ed, who was visiting his mother, Big Mama, a recent but reluctant arrival. Evelyn had just escaped them both and had gone into the visitors' lounge in the back, where she could enjoy her candy bar in peace and quiet. But the moment she sat down, the old woman beside her began to talk. Now you ask me the year somebody got married, who they married, or what the bird's mother wore. And 9 times out of 10 I can tell you, but for the life of me, I can't tell you when it was I got to be so old. It just sort of slipped up on me. The first time I noticed this was June of this year, when I was in the hospital for my gallbladder, which they still have, or maybe they threw it out by now. Who knows? That heaviest nurse had just given me another one of those fleet animals they are so fond of over there when I noticed what they had on my arm. It was a white band that said, Mrs. Claire Threadgoody, an 86-year-old woman. Imagine that. When I got back home, I told my friend Mrs. Otis, I guess the only thing left for us to do is to sit around and get ready to croak. She said she preferred the term pass over to the other side. Poor thing. I didn't have the heart to tell her that no matter what you call it, we are all gonna croak, just the same. It's funny. When you are a child, you think time will never go by. But when you beat about 20, time passes like you are on the fast train to Memphis. I guess never just slips up on everybody. It sure did on me. One day I was a little girl, and the next I was a grown woman, with bosoms and hair on my private parts. I missed the whole thing, but then I never was too smart in school or otherwise. Mrs. Otis and I are from Whistle Stop, a little town about 10 miles from here. Out by the railroad yards. She's lived down the street from me for the past 30 years or so. And after her husband died, her son and daughter-in-law had a fit for her to come and live at the nursing home. And they asked me to come with her. I told them I'd stay with her for a while. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm going back home just as soon as she gets settled in good. It's not too bad out here. The other day, we got Christmas corsage to wear on our coats. Mine had a little shiny red Christmas ball on it, and Mrs. Otis had a Santa Claus face on hers. But I was sad to give up my kitty. Though. They won't let you have one here, and I missed her. I've always had a kitty or two. My whole life, I gave her to that little girl next door, the one who's been watering my geraniums. I've got me 4 cement pots on the front porch, just full of geraniums. My friend Mrs. Otis is only 78 and real sweet, but she's a nervous kind of person. I had my gallstones in a mason drawer by my bed, and she made me hide them, said they made her depressed. Mrs. Otis is just a little bit of something, but as you can see, I'm a big woman, big bones and all. But I never drove a car. I've been stranded most all of my life. Always stayed close to home. Always had to wait for somebody to come and carry me to the store or to the doctor or down the church. Years ago, you used to be able to take a trolley to Birmingham, but then stopped running a long time ago. The only thing I'd do different if I could go back would be to get myself a driver's license. You know, it's funny what you miss when you are away from home. Now I miss the smell of coffee and bacon frying in the morning. You can't smell anything they got cooking out here, and you can't get a thing that's fried. Everything here is boiled up, with not a piece of salt on it. I wouldn't give you a plugged nickel for anything boiled, would you? The old lady didn't wait for an answer. I used to love my crackers and buttermilk, or my buttermilk and cornbread. In the afternoon, I like to smash it all up in my glass and eat it with a spoon. But you can't eat in my public like you can at home, can you? And I miss wood. My house is nothing but just a little old railroad shack of house, with a living room, bedroom, and a kitchen, but it's wood, with pine walls inside. Just what I like. I don't like a plaster well, then seam. Oh, I don't know, can't cold and stark like. I brought a picture with me that I had at home, of a girl in a swing with a castle and pretty blue baubles in the background, to hang in my room. But that nurse here said the girl was naked from the waist up and not appropriate. You know, I've had the picture for 50 years and I never knew she was naked, if you ask me. I don't think the old man they've got here can see well enough to notice that she's bare-breasted. But this is a Methodist home, so she's in the closet. She's in the closet with mango stones. I'll be glad to get home, of course. My house is a mess. I haven't been able to sweep for a while. I went out and threw my broom at some old noise blue jays that were fighting, and wouldn't you know it, my broom stuck up there in the tree. I've got to get someone to get it down for me when I get back. Anyway, the other night when Mrs. Otis' son took us home from the Christmas tea they had at the church, he drove us over the railroad tracks, out by where the cafe used to be, and on up First Street right past the old Threadgood place. Of course, most of the house is all boarded up and falling down now. But when we came down the street, the headlights hit the windows in such a way that, just for a minute, that house looked to me just like it had too many of those nights. Some 70 years ago, all lit up and full of fun and noise. I could hear people laughing, and Elsie Rue pounding away at the piano in the parlor. Buffalo Girl, won't you come out tonight? Or the Big Rock Candy Mountain. And I could almost see E.G. Threadgood sitting in the chandlerberry tree, howling like a dog every time Elsie Rue tried to sing. She always said that Elsie Rue could sing about as well as a cow could dance. I guess driving by that house and me being so homesick made me go back in my mind. I remember it just like it was yesterday, but then I don't think there's anything about the Threadgood family I don't remember. Good Lord, I should. I've lived right next door to them from the day I was born, and I married one of the boys. There were 9 children, and 3 of the girls, Elsie Rue and the twins, were more or less my own age. So I was always over there playing and having spent the night parties. My own mother died of consumption when I was 4, and when my daddy dies up in Knoxville, I just stayed on for good. I guess you might say the spend the night party never ended.